Okay.
But like we still have many other things. Like we want to let people like learn skills. Because when people are more, a woman that is more educated, she's more likely not to be abused. You know, but many people are not.
You said a woman who is more educated is not likely to be abused. But we have cases of women who are educated, and they're still abused. So underlining, what are some of those underlining factors beyond just education?
Well, a woman that is educated that's still going through abuse in a relationship, I think there's a lot of underlying issue from there. You know, what does she believe about herself? Does she believe she's not good enough? Does she believe that? What if she's suffering from domestic, like low self-esteem? There's a lot of factors that has to play a role in that, because I've seen some educated women, like PhD holders, in Nigeria here, and they'll be telling you, my husband, he beats me like scatter, you know, and they just want solution. What can I do? So first of all, you need to first of all realize that you matter. You know, like you are important. You are God loves you. Like you're an amazing person. When you start seeing your self-love, then you start standing up for yourself. You know. It's not just uneducated people, educated people too.
Of course.
Like a lot. There's a case going on now. There's a guy, Dotun, on Instagram. I followed the case very closely. You can imagine I mean, people are not going to talk about him because he's a man. But that is a real stuff that is going on, like real situation. And people just like trying to ignore him. No, that's not fair. Men too suffer domestic violence, like for real.
So you're saying more men should come out, there should be more advocacy for people.
Yes.
And also, I think traditional biases, advocacy should go deeper into
instead of
rural
just
areas as opposed to the urban areas.
Right. Even well, I think last week we went to a kingdom called Agboyi Kingdom, somewhere in K2. We spoke to about 500 women and 300 plus men there, because so while I was speaking to them, many of them were like they were really into it. You can tell that they've suffered some form of abuse from their the partner. So it goes both ways.
What are the legal barriers that prevent men particularly from getting help? Are there that hinder men from getting justice in case of abuse?
You said what?
Are there any legal barriers?
There shouldn't be any legal barriers stopping people from speaking their truth. Your truth is just true. Like you said, the only thing stopping these men from speaking out is because they don't want to speak out. They're hardwired to think that way. But there shouldn't be any legal barriers stopping you from expressing how someone is treating you bad. I mean, think about that. Does that really make any sense? No.
Well, I like the fact that you mentioned that there shouldn't be legal barriers. And I think in a country like Nigeria, the law often favors the man. However, we've seen from movies and also from conversations and other things related, in parts of Europe, the law does favor the woman. Okay,
right.
So where there's abuse for the man, there are limitations for the man. So what then do you do in that regard?
Can you come again with your question?
What I'm saying is, in places like Europe, for example, the law favors the woman, right? And when we're talking about a case of abuse where a woman abuses a man, there's only very little that the man can do, because legally his hands are tied. He's bound by what the law says. So what then do you do in that regard?
Well, in our organization, we don't do that. Like, if you're male, like, we listen to you irrespective of your gender, you know. So, like I said, when you come talk to us at Comfort Empowerment, the first thing we do is to listen to you. When we listen to you, when we know that we can help you in any way, like in the legal way, then we do it. You know, so in our own aspect, like, and some men will not even want to talk to you. You know, like, I saw a man the other day, he was crying. His wife used to slap him. It's not funny, but it sounds funny, but it's not funny. Like, for real. And while he was talking to me, and I could feel his pain, and I was like, wow.
How can the media contribute to the awareness about domestic violence, you know, without downplaying the experiences of female victims?
The media need to stop being biased, because I think most of the time the media, you know, they have like a certain narrative they want to portray or whatever like that. They have to be balanced from both sides, both male and female, and they have to be very constructive about it. I was even talking, there was this plan, I'm planning to talk to like filmmakers in Nigeria, bloggers, you know, like, because when you look at most of movies here, it's like, you might not know, we are being subconsciously, we are living that reality from the movies, because people interpret what they do, what they see. So the goal is to talk to bloggers, people that makes movie writers. Like when you want to write a movie that a man abused a woman, you have to write at the end of that movie that though he abused a woman, but he was arrested. You know, and if it's a woman too, if a woman should do this to a man, make sure in that your story that this woman too faced the wrath of the law.
Yes.
You know what I mean. So it has to be balanced, and the media has a very big role to play. You know, because people interpret what they see. That's where the issue of the case of PSA need to come in. Public service announcement. It has to be like boom, 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 back to back, back to back.
All right. I know that. What is the way forward in general? Because it's a societal issue, and I know that merely talking about it, will bring change. But on a global level and on a society level, what can be done? Because it's a societal issue.
Can you come again with
So I said, what can be done to address this problem on a societal level? Yeah. To wrap up the conversation.
Education, like confident empowerment. We go to schools.
Okay.
We go to like nursery schools, primary schools. We go to churches. We go to mosque. We talk to people. You know, because this is a society. Like you said, it's everybody's issue. It's not just male issue, female issue. So, and with the help of government, I think we can do it on a larger scales. Because the scale we've been doing, we've not actually been able to reach bigger audience. So I believe with the help of the right organization, government or whatever like that, we can do more. And I believe I've been doing this since 2009 actually.
Wow.
We just want to do it on a bigger scale. Yeah. So education first, because someone that has been beating his wife or whatever, like I said, learned this years ago.
Learn behavior.
Yeah, learn behavior from childhood. So we have to just start reorientating them. Like, hey, I know you're a wonderful man, but it's not right to do this.
All right.
And don't demonize them too. Yeah, so.
Thank you so much, Paul. I know there's a lot that we could have even gotten to, but there's so many aspects to this conversation. But I'm glad that you're also at the forefront of bringing change. You mentioned the Safe House and other things that are in the works from your organization and advocacy. But thanks for coming through on the show. And just briefly, just 1 second, 2 seconds, to wrap up the conversation, what do you have to say about this? Wrap very briefly, last words.
If you're a victim of domestic violence, either male or female, I need to talk to you. Like, it is not your fault.
Okay.
You're an amazing person. God loves you so much. Like, you are so beautiful. This behavior is like you've tried so hard to make it work, and it's still not working. It is not your fault. But the only thing you can do, you have to speak out about it. Help is coming. Just help is coming. And you're a wonderful person. You are loved. Speak to your family. Stop hiding it. Speak to your friend. Stop saying it's a family matter. That's how I have to tell. Like, that's how I have to say it for now.
All right. Thank you so much, thank you for coming through on the show. And this is where we're wrapping up the show. Yeah, it's been a beautiful time with our guest and of course on our trending segment and every part of it. Our word of the day says sexual assault and domestic violence are difficult things to talk about. Talk about them anyways. That's why we're talking about it on the show with our guest. And that's from Mariska Hargitay. Please make sure you talk about it. Break the circle, speak up and get live and get help. And always remember to follow us on all our social media platforms and you can watch the show live. Please say no to jungle justice and say no to child abuse and domestic violence and men abuse too at the same time. It's very important. Please have a lovely, lovely weekend and we'll see you again on Monday, God willing, for another amazing show. Thank you to our wonderful guests for breaking the circle and having this conversation with us on this show. So we'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.